Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark Kinney and Trey Tucker.
Okay, Trey, a new study put out by the British restaurant chain Prezzo recently found that Gen Z suffers from menu anxiety when going out. Apparently, they are too scared to order many of their own meals. And in the study, roughly 86% of Gen Z adults aged 18 to 24 in this study admitted they've suffered from this menu anxiety when in restaurants, compared to 67% of all respondents. Some of these young adults, roughly 34%, reported feeling so anxious they wound up asking other people at the table to speak to the waiters on their behalf. You work with a lot of young people. What are your thoughts on this?
I sincerely hope, and I even maybe think that this study is made up just for the news story, the headline. And in the odd case that it's real, then my one-liner response is do it scared. Because there's certain things that I can understand and I get, and I can fully relate with the fear and it having it kind of a freeze attack on you, and you don't want to do it. But in this kind of case, you just got to do it scared, because if you can't do this, then you can't function in society. And if you can't function in society, we got a big problem in the culture if this is becoming a thing. But in those cases, when people actually are that overwhelmed, I ask them two questions. First question is, what is it that you're really afraid of? Because it probably isn't what the waiter's going to think of you. It's probably what your friends that are sitting at the table might think of you, or, whatever the person's answer is. It's probably not the immediate thing on the surface that they're really scared of. Then I ask them, what is the worst case scenario? Like, if you take longer than a minute to order, what do you think people are going to do? Are they going to kill you right there at the table? Are they going to, let's almost joke about it. So, because if you get them laughing at the thing that they're scared of, it kind of shocks them back into reality, and they see the actual forest for the trees in those cases. But I go back to the thing, I hope this is all made up.
Well, this is actually a common medical issue known as silly restaurantophobia, and which is Latin for this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. One of the things I find suspect is apparently 67% of all respondents had anxiety to this. This is not just the Gen Z crew, but they interviewed roughly 2,000 people. I'm like, who's having that much anxiety when ordering food? Why would you even go to a restaurant if you're going to be anxious? Part of this is, I think, one of the things that it's kind of a catnip word right now is if you ask anybody, do you feel anxious? You're basically injecting the extreme possibility that they're going to say yes. There are very few studies on do you feel happy when you eat a good meal at a restaurant? Nobody's asking that. They're like, do you suffer from anxiety? Yeah. Oh yeah. Check the box. Everybody says that. If they can't, to your point, function in society with eating a basic meal, this country has a lot of issues that are probably means that we're not, we're all going to be working in a mine or a camp someday, because the rest of the world is going to defeat us because we can't get alone order in restaurants. I get it. Now, let me tell you this. One thing I do find from a business standpoint, and simplicity with menus helps. It's hard for people, to be honest, if you order at a Chinese restaurant with the Chinese menu where it's 15 pages long, it looks like a CVS receipt full of menu option items for you to choose from. Make it simple. Make it simple for people to order, especially if it caters to Gen Z or millennials. No offense. If it caters to that crowd, make certain that the menu can, this for all people. Make it simple. Make it easier for people to choose from and understand. But for the rest of the people that are going to have anxiety anyway, just because we said the word anxiety, get over yourself.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.